Hey everybody, here's your perimeter fractions video. Let's a quick reminder that you have your note page in front of you, and that if you see something on your note page that is not filled in according to what you see on this video, your job is to then fill it in. Make sure that has happened. Here we go. So what is different about this? This shape has fractions on it. We can still find the perimeter of something, whether it has decimals, fractions, whole numbers, doesn't make any difference. These are fractions. So one thing that's going to allow us to find the perimeter of this shape, by the way, is a trapezoid, is we have to have a common denominator. So if you take a look at all these numbers we have here, the denominators are all the same. So I'm going to write them vertically like we're used to. Notice, and let's review quick, the top number is the numerator. So 1, 3, 5, and 3 are all numerators. The bottom number is the denominator. So 13, 13, 13, 13, they're all denominators. So if the denominators are the same, all we have to do is add the numerators. So this works out very nicely for us. If you add the numerators, go ahead and add the numerators up and write down what you think that's going to be. Put an equal sign, what you think it's going to be. You should have came up with 12/13. And of course, my excellent students have labeled theirs, I'm sure of it. You can write it either way. Make sure you circle your answer. You could write it kind of horizontally with the slanted line here. I like this way better. You do whatever way you like. Let me give you a little different looking polygon. These are both polygons. Remember, polygons are two-dimensional shapes that have 3 or more sides. So here's a triangle. Look what we have. We have a whole number, and a fraction. Well, that may look a little messy, but it's really pretty simple. So why don't we add the whole numbers first, because that makes everything easy. 4 and 6 we know is 10. We don't need a common denominator or anything like that because we only have one fraction. So if that's the case, just combine the fraction to make it 10 2/3 meters. Notice we have P for perimeter, and we have our shape circled. If you tell me in class what the name of this type of number is, maybe there'll be a prize in it for you. All right, on to the next. So if you look at the next slide to your right in your notes, you have something that has 4 of these problems. I'm going to do them one at a time, but if you want, if that's too small, I also copied that on the back. So as we do this slide that you see in front of you right now, if this is too small for you, go ahead and flip to the back. Okay, so we're going to name all these shapes, so I'm not going to do it right now. Remember that these marks that are on all 4 sides here, this mark, this mark, this mark, and this mark, tell us that all 4 sides are the same. So this is 2/9. I could say this is 2/9. I could do it this way if I wanted to. I don't need to label this because I know this. Notice that all the denominators are the same, so I'm going to add 2/9 plus 2/9, and I'm going to do that 4 times. And if I add all those up, I get 8/9, and that is inches. I've already got the P equals there. I got 3 blanks for the names. I'm telling you, there could be 3 possible names there. I'm not going to fill those in. You got to do that. The next one, again, this is either on that same page of notes or on the back, whichever one you like better. I'm going to do this one also, and then you guys get to do the rest of them. So notice again, common denominator, right? The denominators are all 5, 5, 5, 5. So all we have to do is add the numerators. So we've got 1/5 plus 3/5 plus 2/5. So if we add the numerators up, we get 6/5, and that is centimeters. Hopefully you know that that's not okay. 6/5 is not in simplest form. That is not a fraction that we like. That's called an improper fraction. We'll talk a lot about those in the future. So if I have something like 6/5, think about it like this. How many whole numbers? How many wholes are out of 5? Okay, to get one whole number, and if I'm talking about fifths, I need 5/5. So 5/5, let's go up here in the corner somewhere. equals 1 whole. Oh, come on. 5/5 equals 1 whole. So if that's the case, I have 1 whole with this 6/5, don't I? But I have 1 left over. So I have 1 whole from the 5/5, and then I have 1/5. So I have 1 1/5 centimeters. Okay, so your job will be to do these next two on your own, and then you can answer this question you see down there in the red. So that is part of your homework for tomorrow. If you want to stop the tape and do it now, you can. If you want to listen to the rest of the video and come back to this, you can do that also. Remember, you can always go back if you need to go back. Okay, cranking it up a notch here. This says the perimeter of Madison's rectangular shaped backyard is 14/15 of a mile. So I'm writing that down. I'm writing that down because that's important information. If the width of her backyard is 5/15, I'm going to label that because I'm an excellent student. What is the length? So here we got width. We want to find length. Length. Well, let's first combine those two. So 5/15 plus 5/15 is 10/15 because look what we did. We have a common denominator. We just added the numerators. 5 and 5 gives us 10. Okay. If we know the total is 14/15, and we've already used 5/15 and 5/15, we've already used 10. Why don't we subtract those? Again, since we have a common denominator, we can just subtract the numerators. 14 minus 10, we all know is 4. But our answer isn't 4 because we have 2 sides left. We have 2 sides. So, if that's the case, we got to cut this 4. We have to divide this by 2. We have to cut this 4/15 in half. So if we cut 4 in half, we get 2. So we have 2/15 that will go on both the top and the bottom. Since we're such excellent students, we circle our answer so it sticks out. Everybody knows what our answer is. And there's 2/15 for that, number 7. These two, so again, you can check that out, stop the video, do what you need to do. And these two will also be for your homework. So what do you have for homework tonight? You have, going back fast, you have number 5 and 6 on this page, 5, 6, and this question at the bottom. That's your homework, along with 8 and 9. So do those two. That is your perimeter fractions video.